Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Brian Glick from Revival Theater, who has had a bit of a busy spring.
Yes.
Because you just directed Theater Cedar Rapids, which just closed this past weekend, Sound of Music.
Yes.
And that was a huge show, huge run.
It was very successful.
Yep. And now you are right into the next Revival Theater production, which is The Color Purple.
Yeah. We are moving along. We had some downtime the last couple of years, and we're making up for it. So
plenty of time to sleep in 2021.
That's
now,
right.
Not going to do that anymore.
Now we're moving forward. The Color Purple. What a thrilling story, as we know from the 1982 Alice Walker book, turned movie by Steven Spielberg in 1985. Made a musical in 2006, and then a revival in 2016, I believe, or somewhere in there. And it's just, it's a book or a story people have known for years and love and are very moved by. And the movie did a great job of depicting that, and the musical just as well. And both revivals, or both versions of the musical, were very different. I mean, the 2006 was very literal, and then the revival was very bare bones. And so each became iconic in their presentation. And so we've always wanted to do it, but we felt no better time than now to present it. So we're thrilled to be able to do it.
So with so much potential source material to come from, as a director, how much or how little do you look to all of the different productions and different media that has gone before in creating your take on this?
Yeah, I think it's easy for this show because the individuals who are part of from Alice Walker to the musical did a really amazing job at making sure that everything translated very clearly from its original origin. So it makes it easy in that I don't have to go digging to find out stuff that maybe isn't or is in the show. One of the things that's different is the revival, like I mentioned, was very bare bones. They did the whole show with chairs, and that was it, and like a few props. And we actually have that version, which can be rare. Usually don't release a revival, but it was such a definitive production that they released that. So ours is very similar in that we there's very few props, and the set is very stagnant, and it really gets down to the music and the story that are the most important pieces of the piece. Yeah.
This, and of course the cast is all African American, which can be a little bit of a challenge in
Iowa,
in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yes,
so tell me how the casting process went.
Yes, and we knew that going in, but one of the focuses of Revival is to not only focus on casting local talent, but those around the country. So we knew that would be part of the process, and we would have to go outside of our corridor to find those individuals, and that's what we've done. So we have about half the cast is local and half is from out of town. Very pleased that our leads are local. Alicia Strong, people know. Shauna Baker, people have seen in the stuff as well. And Erica Faye, all local ladies who are just thrilled to have and are incredible. And then, we have people from out of town and from Alabama to New York to from DC, and some of those individuals have been in the show before. One of the ladies actually did the national tour and is doing the same role, same track, so that's been great to have her involved. Not only is she, again, an incredible talent, but when we have questions, she's kind of a great resource to answering some of those things.
Oh, okay, that's almost like having the original director right there
to
ask stuff.
And it was one of those things where we lost an actress through the process, hired someone else, and when we hired her, she's like, "Oh, by the way, I did the national tour." So I was like, it all worked out.
So when you put out the call and said, "Hey, we're doing The Color Purple in Cedar Rapids, Iowa," it sounds like you must have got a pretty good response.
Yeah, because it's such an amazing piece. It really is. It's a story that I think should be told often. It's a hard story to tell. And so when you put a call out, a national call, you get people looking for work and looking to be a part of this story. So,
well, and even though it wasn't something you were able to fill out completely with local talent, just just being able to put this on, I think creates fertile ground for more productions like this in the future.
Absolutely, and it is a challenge, to put on a piece like this, but it's worth it, and the talent in that rehearsal room is unbelievable. I mean, the sound, it's like being at church. We keep saying, so it's really exciting, and I think it's certainly going to be an experience for patrons that they have not been part of before. It's certainly not necessarily sit comfortable in your theater seat. It's going to be very lively and exciting.
Putting the revival in revival theater. Exactly.
We'll coin that. We'll put that on a shirt. Yeah.
And the music for anyone who hasn't maybe just saw the movie, hasn't ever seen the musical. I mean, the music really runs the gamut of the entire, music that's rooted in the in African American culture and history.
Yeah, without it, we wouldn't have the music we have today. I mean, this score involves ragtime, jazz, blues, gospel, rock and roll. I mean, you name it, and it is very lively, and to be able to hear it played and sung is a real treat. And I think that's the thing, is people have heard of the book, or they've read the book, or they've seen the movie, but a lot of people don't know the musical because, again, it's not done very often, so because of its challenges to produce. So it's exciting to be able to produce this show and introduce something new of a story they might know,
And this also marks the revival's return to CSPS.
It is. So we were there in the fall with End of the Rainbow, but
that's right.
Yeah,
but that was a very small show.
It was a very small show. So this is our return back, and this show also it marks something special for us in that CSPS will become a resident home for us moving forward. So there'll be more information about that, but it'll be a home base for us moving forward. So which is a welcome for us.
It's nice to know where you're going to be.
Yes, and the leadership there has been great, and we hope for more good things to come from that.
Well, the show is The Color Purple, and coming up, opening the 10th?
June 10th through the 19th, 2 weeks.
So that's different too. You've usually been just a one weekend.
That's right.
Company.
So we've had people for years say do 2 weekends, and there's an expense to that, which is why we haven't been able to do it. But we thought if there's a show to try that out on, it's this one. And so we're hoping that word of mouth that we don't typically get in one weekend follows through into the second weekend to fill those shows. So
how do we get tickets?
RevivalTheaterCompany.com or ArtsIowa.com.
Orchestra Iowa.
Exactly, which is the Orchestra Iowa box office if you want to go in person. And and limited seating. It's a smaller house, so 200 seats, so don't wait.
But every seat's a good one.
Every seat is a good one there. And
you won't need the binoculars.
Yeah, exactly. And the great thing about this piece is, in that space, is it's going to be somewhat immersive, where the cast is around the audience a lot. So it'll truly be an experience for everybody.
Yeah, the show is Color Purple, opening June 10th at Revival Theater Company at CSPS Hall in Cedar Rapids. Again, artsiowa.com if you'd like tickets or more information, or the Revival website, which is revivaltheatercompany.com. Revivaltheatercompany.com. Well, Brian, good luck with it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or however you get your podcasts. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.